How's it going, everyone? Want to give you guys a big update on Black Myth Wukong's physical release, as I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on it, and we do have a release date, so we'll talk about that. And speaking of Chinese action RPGs, we got another one. Chinese fantasy action RPG Redemption of Lu Yin has been announced for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC, due out in 2025. I know you guys are here for Black Myth Wukong, but might as well give another Chinese game a little bit of shine, so we'll get to that in a little bit. But right off the top, Black Myth Wukong, December the 12th for its physical release, includes Deluxe Edition upgrade and all of the content on disc as far as the single player experience goes. The base game experience, all of that is on disc and playable without any updates or anything like that. When Black Myth Wukong was coming out and we were covering it, I saw a lot of people in the comments section be excited for the game, but one of those elements I saw reiterated over and over again: no physical edition, no buy. And I think there is that little bit of worry as there are, push towards getting away from physical gaming. PS5 Pro not having a disc drive, Alan Wake 2 being digital only, and Black Myth Wukong initially being digital only. Those two games being digital only were the first major new game releases, not a remaster, re-release, but major AAA, at least I deem both of those games to be AAA game releases, that were digital only. If you really look at it, what other games that were AAA were digital only? I can't really think of it, but let me know if there was one pre-Alan Wake 2, but thankfully, Alan Wake 2 got a deluxe edition that has the expansion content, and now Black Myth Wukong getting a physical release as well. I think that pushback that you guys give towards games being digital only, that definitely incentivizes a publisher or a developer to figure out a way to get these games on disc. And for those of you that love your games on disc, Black Myth Wukong will be priced at $65, which I find rather interesting. Now, $65 will get you the base game and the deluxe edition. The deluxe edition was priced at $70. The digital copy was $60. Alan Wake 2's physical edition is priced at $80, and that is the digital deluxe edition as well, which has parity with that price point. This is actually $5 cheaper, but, the deluxe edition of Black Myth Wukong is kind of meme, so that's not even that big of a deal. But again, when it comes to games like this, Black Myth Wukong was a game, and I put Alan Wake 2 in this category as well, that and especially with Black Myth Wukong, the game, if you look at its history, it was very much a risk, and it was a game that was self-published by Game Science. They did have some backing, but it's not like they had a publisher, a big arm that was helping them publish the game. That wasn't the case. And with Black Myth Wukong, I totally understood why they went the digital-only route. It probably created less of a headache, and the game itself already, from a financial standpoint, seemed like a fairly big headache, but thankfully the game just resonated so strongly with the audience, and ultimately now getting a physical copy out makes all the sense in the world with PM Studios helming it. And $65 for that. Obviously, this is gonna miss out on the Black Friday wave, so that's a little bit of a bummer that we won't be able to get this discounted. I'm sure sometime down the line it'll be on sale, but this is also one of those titles that I could see getting a physical release and it being a short-run physical release. I don't know that, but I just see some stuff with the NIS America games getting a physical release, and those games literally come out, have a printing or two, and then they're just gone, and then the prices get jacked up. And it would be a shame if Black Myth Wukong went down that route as well. But $65. The game itself is great. You guys know how I feel about the challenging action RPG genre. I know people don't like calling Black Myth Wukong a Souls-like, but just challenging action RPGs, not necessarily my cup of tea, but I think this game, from a world design and, aesthetics, presentation, those elements were so strong. Sound design, I think those elements were all great. I know there were some visual hiccups, especially on PlayStation 5. Would be great to get a native PS5 Pro upgrade on here and, get it at a higher level. Hopefully they can make that happen. PSSR is phenomenal, so that would be fantastic for Black Myth Wukong, but, obviously the major complaint with this game was the level design, and certainly I was very much critical of that element of the game as well. But hopefully, now that Game Science has the foundation in Black Myth Wukong, they can build upon it with the DLC content that is supposedly coming out next year. And they had talked about making Black Myth this IP that explores Chinese stories, which I think makes a lot of sense. And now Game Science is known, and their next game, whenever they reveal it, if it's a Wukong 2, if it's something entirely different, since since you've kind of told the story with Wukong, but if they do something else that's Black Myth, people will know, oh, that's from the makers of Black Myth Wukong. And they have a bit of a launching pad that they're already established at this point. They're part of the dance now. They're a well-known studio, and Black Myth Wukong is such a well-known game that I think there's gonna be a lot of people gravitating towards whatever they do in the future. That's probably a ways away for now. The physical release will be happening on December the 12th. Lastly, I do also want to talk Chinese fantasy action RPG Redemption of Lu Yin is coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series in 2025. This is a 3D ancient-style fantasy multi-ending action RPG as the third installment of the Ryukyu Hidden series and the Ryukyu Hidden 9 Absolute Reincarnation chapter. The game is designed with the principle of promoting offense and hesitation to defeat in its combat system. As the third installment of it, the game is designed with the combat system that advocates for attack and the belief that hesitation will lead to defeat. The goal is to create a sweat-drenched combat experience for players in every game. To sound a bit, much like the challenging action RPG route of games, they go over some of the story elements, game features, integrated themes, fast-paced defense, and counterattack battles. The ancient style is mystical and fantastical with strange thoughts and deeds. The battles progress layer by layer, and the plot twists and turns. Collect various martial arts skills and freely match your own system. In addition to honing their combat skills, players also need to analyze the characteristics and strategic strategies of their skill combinations. The game is designed with 3 sets of active and passive systems, allowing players to quickly familiarize themselves with and combine these skills to quickly defeat and suppress enemies. You've got multi-branch plot and endings. The game adapts a multi-branch plot mode where the order of defeating each branch will affect the original boss or plot structure, resulting in slightly different changes in the plot and drops. Increasing efforts to explore treasures and adventures can greatly reduce the difficulty of facing enemies. The game is noted to have a rich combination of skill strategies, a thrilling storyline, and dozens of different mechanisms of enemies. Visually, the game looks fine, but again, this is one that aesthetically I think looks great, and once again doing justice to the Chinese style of game, which I think will inherently have some interest. Definitely doesn't look as big budget as Wukong does, but still could be an interesting game from a gameplay standpoint, and fundamentally does look like an enjoyable action title as well. We'll see how this one turns out. Scheduled for a release sometime in 2025. And that is going to do it for me. Again, Black Myth Wukong finally getting that physical release on December the 12th. I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on that, so the wait is finally over, and thankfully December is pretty quiet for new game releases, so if you're looking for something to pick up, maybe you skipped out on Black Myth Wukong on the basis that it didn't get a physical release, now would be a good time to circle back to it and check it out. And I know there's also going to be the audience of people that just like the game so much that now they're getting a physical copy and maybe they'll play it again. And Redemption of Lu Yin, that is dropping in 2025. That's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.